Sports. This is our 10th episode. Leafs win! How does everyone feel?
It's finally happening. Thank God.
Even though they beat a pretty bad team, they win. And streak's over at 8 games. Do you guys think they can make the playoffs? What do you guys think?
There's still hope.
Very slim chance.
Yeah, I'm believing still. Columbus, I don't know.
If they lose tonight, then we'll say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If they win tonight, though, it's like a 4-point game.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
every game.
We need a lot of help though from other teams.
They'll be tied with Detroit with a win tonight, but 2 games left.
We need Columbus to lose against Chicago.
Detroit has 6 points
to
on
lose
us now.
against Chicago.
Yeah, I know. Didn't Detroit win yesterday?
Yeah, they did.
They beat Boston.
Oh,
They did.
Yeah.
They won 3-2. Regulation.
Nyquist scored again.
And Rask played like crap.
Unbelievable.
Boston can't help us. They do it on purpose.
They're afraid of us.
Yeah, exactly. They know.
Anyways, if the playoffs, I'm trying to think of a topic to talk about. The Bruins, who they face, the Red Wings, you said? The playoffs were today?
Or Columbus, I think. Right now, as of now, Columbus and Boston will be the first game.
Oh, that'd be brutal.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, Detroit.
The rematch of the Cup final a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
That won't be the same though. Got the Grand Rapids playing.
Yeah.
They might win though. Might.
Anything can happen. It's a new season.
Did you guys hear about Taves? He might be out like a really long time.
Yeah, that's going to be
Well,
bad
back
for
for
Chicago,
playoffs.
yeah.
I don't know. He might be out.
Even longer. You never know.
If they get him and Kane back for the playoffs, it should be fine.
I don't know. It's up for grabs. Playoffs, anyone could win, really. But mind you, the Bruins haven't lost, other than yesterday, since March 1st. So they're kind of nuts this year.
Yeah.
Got Elmer Fudd leading the way there. Such a terrible coach. But anyways, let's talk about more about the Leafs and their schedule. They face the Bruins tonight, face the Jets on Saturday, and then they finish with Lightning, Panthers, Senators. Do you guys think they could win all? I think they could win all those games.
Yeah, I think they're pretty winnable games. It's just they got to play better defensively in their own zone, and they should be fine against Winnipeg and Florida. As long as Luongo doesn't get a 50-save shutout against them, they should be fine.
Yeah, you pretty much said it. But I don't think they'll win all of them just because it's classic Leafs to somehow screw it up. So they'll win like 2.
They'll win 2 of the 3. I think, not to be negative or anything, but they'll probably lose tonight to Boston.
Yeah.
That's just the way Toronto is. And then they'll win like 2 of them, lose again, and then win another one.
They beat the Bruins before this season.
I know. But
Don't cancel them out. Don't cancel them out.
They got a chance, but I don't know. The Leafs, for me, it's either they'll win every game or they'll lose every game. It's just the Leafs, just how they roll. They just make everything interesting, or, they make the media happy. That's how they roll.
If they would have won 3 out of those 8, they would have been fine.
Oh, yeah.
But that's their thing.
That's simple.
Go right down to the end. Will we make the playoffs or won't we make the
They
playoffs?
drive Leafs Nation crazy.
Yeah. All the time.
And they get away with it every year. They get away with it.
Well, this year Carlisle's probably gone. He's probably sweating every game behind the bench. Just
Who would you guys replace him with, though? That's
Laviolette for sure.
Laviolette?
100%.
Yeah.
He led the Philly to the finals
With Michael Leighton.
with Leighton and Boucher.
What a duo.
Just think about that, Leighton and Boucher. That's like who was it? Like Paul Maurice leading it with Toskala and Gustafsson.
Good times.
Oh my God! So guys, who do you think overall is winning the cup?
St. Louis so far has been pretty consistent with their team. They're playing a lot better. I'd say they're a favorite right now.
I said St. Louis before in like our first video, but if it's not them, anyone from the West. I don't see anyone from the East taking it.
I could see it being a typical. You have like the dominating Eastern Conference teams like the Bruins and the Penguins just like run over everyone and they go to the conference final for what is it, like 3rd year in a row or something. And I could see the Bruins maybe taking it this year. They've been playing great hockey. But again, then you have the Western Conference, the Kings. They clinched yesterday. They've always been dominant. Maybe they could go 3 straight years conference finals. And then you have obviously the Blackhawks, Ducks, Sharks, Blues. You have a lot of teams.
Yeah, for me, I have a couple of teams or a few teams in mind. I just have Chicago, St. Louis, and I'm thinking San Jose on this one. I don't know. They could pull something in the playoffs, but I think as long as Chicago can get Taves and Kane back, they have good goaltending as well. I think they're a good team. I don't know. You could put Pittsburgh in that too if Fleury plays amazing, but I don't think an East team can take the cup this year.
The West I think is literally on steroids. I don't know what's in the water over in the West, but I don't think the East will be able to handle them. And if I have to pick a winner from the West, it'd be St. Louis or the Kings. That's who I think is going to win the cup.
Again, it comes down to grit and all that, because you see the Kings, they're really intimidating, and again, Jonathan Quick in net, you can't. It's really hard to beat them in It's so hard to beat them in a 7-game series. Like, they come at you physically, and then even a guy like Dustin Brown, he's been having a really bad year, but in the playoffs, he'll probably bring the grit and
They'll just beat the crap out of you.
Yeah, exactly.
They play San Jose first round right now.
yeah, that'd be
So one of those amazing teams, they're going to go out early.
Yeah.
which is a shame, but that's the way playoffs work. Next topic I want to talk about, the duo in Anaheim. Do you think this season, they've been really surprising to you, or do you think they're just naturally this talented and they can be the top 4 or 5 in the league all the time? Between Getzlaf and Perry.
I don't look at the Ducks as a number 1 team. I never have. But this year, I think they're proving people wrong, and Getzlaf and Perry they're just an amazing duo together. I think Perry has 41 goals now. Scored 2 last night. Yeah, they're having a great season.
I'm not necessarily surprised by this. They're a really good dynamic duo. They're probably one of the best duos to come along in the NHL. But they have the talent and the ability. So it's not like it's a surprise for a lot of people. They've done it before, so they can do it again. Sedins are sisters. They don't belong in the
I'm out of here, man. But yeah, for Getzlaf and Perry, I don't think it's a surprise, but I did read an article. It did say Getzlaf has been one lucky player this year. I don't know if I can really go with that, but I don't know. Getzlaf is just he's a world-class player. So is Perry, amazing scorer. Anaheim's just been a great depth team in general too. So I don't know. It's not luck, but I think they got a good duo there.
Who's their 3rd best player in Anaheim?
Oh boy.
It's probably Timo Solani.
Yeah.
Cam Fowler?
Timo Solani, Cam Fowler.
But guys, yeah, I don't really find it surprising. Perry's he's hit 50 before in a year, so
He's a good player for what he is, right?
he's a great
good two-way
finisher.
player.
The amount of times this series scored with seconds remaining,
Yeah.
who knows?
Oh yeah, good times.
It's just amazing how good of a season those two guys are having, and Getzlaf's second in all-time points. Then you just have Crosby, and it's such a huge gap. Crosby's got 100 points, and Getzlaf's got 83? Yeah.
Crosby's the one-man show.
Holy
He's the NHL, man. Who else can we talk about? Another guy that I think he's really going to be a great player. He's really elevated a lot. Tyler Seguin, 78 points I think in 74 games. It's more than a point per game. Pretty much you could say the same thing in Dallas with Anaheim. They pretty much just have 2 main guys there, Ben Seguin. They really have been developing, and they've really been producing. What do you guys think on those 2 pairings compared to Getzlaf Perry?
Seguin, I'm not really surprised. I knew he had it in him. The guy's only 21 years old. It's not like in Boston he was being held back or anything on the 3rd line. I think a couple years ago he still led their team in points as a 19-year-old. You put him with Ben, that's the next best duo to the Getzlaf and Perry. I think those guys are amazing.
I think in the future that's going to be the Getzlaf and Perry of Team Canada, because now you see Ben, how young he is right now, and he's producing, Seguin's producing, those 2 together for a long time. That's going to be a great pairing in the future.
Yeah, for me, that Dallas, they have a positive future coming. Seguin didn't go 2nd overall for no reason. Dominated the OHL, has a lot of potential still to make something happen in the NHL. Could score a lot of goals in the future. With Ben too, they just seem to work well together, and I'm happy for Seguin because it looks like it didn't work in Boston. in part too because of his attitude and all that. So once he, I think, matures and gets some more games in the NHL, I think he could be a top 10 player.
It's a scary duo. No lie at all. Like those guys just find a way to get it done in Dallas. They just pick the team up. They're like, okay, we're going for a ride, and we're going to get this many points. The thing I think with Seguin was that he didn't really fit the style of Boston, and with his attitude also. But another player that had an issue like that with his attitude was Patrick Kane, and he's kind of matured in the last couple of years, and look at the great player he's become. So if Seguin can do that, he already is one of the scariest guys to play against, but he's going to be even scarier.
They gave up on him way too quick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
After 2 years, they traded him.
They got nothing for him back.
Yeah.
Joe Morrow, what the heck's that?
Well, Louis Eriksson, I think
Louis
he's
Eriksson.
good. He was consistent 70 points in Dallas.
He hasn't lived up to it this year though.
2 concussions.
Well, man,
John
John Scott, he ruined his.
With an injury
season.
too. Yeah, we'll see next year, I guess.
Okay, guys, if you had to have one pairing in the league, who would it be?
Getzlaf and Perry.
Getzlaf pairing?
Yeah.
I think another pairing we haven't mentioned. They're like kind of more quiet. Their team isn't doing that well. It's Ovi and Backstrom. They know exactly what to do with one another. And another duo is obviously Taves and Kane. It's just scary. But at times, it feels like Kane, he goes down to the second line because they want to boost up Hossa. So they put Hossa with Taves and Sharp with Taves. So there's a lot of great duos in the league. So.
There's even been, throughout the year, Kessel and JVR, they at one point were the best line in hockey, and then all of a sudden they went cold, but that's been one of the great duos in the league too.
Yeah, definitely. If you guys had to play with one player, who would it be, other than Crosby?
Other than Crosby,
Think about this one.
ooh,
I'd say Stamkos. Maybe because he can score, like he can make situations so easy to score. On a power play, penalty kill, he can just help his team.
I'll say Taves.
yeah.
Just all around, I think the best player. He'll work hard for you.
For me, it'd probably be Taves, or being a defenseman, it'd be Shea Weber.
Yeah, Shea Weber too. I think he can make an argument. He's probably one of the best, if not the best defenseman in the NHL all around. Forwards, I'd probably go with Stamkos on this one. He can still make it happen even if St. Louis is not on the team. He's just a great scorer all around.
If you want to be a scorer yourself, I would go with a guy like Joe Thornton. He's a perfect passer. Even a guy like Claude Giroux. All they do is feed guys, and it just goes in the net, and it works out. Thanks, guys, for watching. That's our 10th episode. Comment, like, subscribe. Follow us on Twitter. And subscribe to us on YouTube. Thanks, guys, for watching. Take it easy.
Like us on Facebook.